Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw for Insider Travel Report. I'm here today with Adam Scott, who's the president and CEO of Bermuda Air. And if you don't know Bermuda Air by now, you should, especially if you got clients going to Bermuda, because it's rapidly become one of the best ways and the most efficient ways to get to Bermuda from the U.S. And we wanted to talk with Adam about his airline and get an update about how it's been going on. And that's why we're going to have a little session here on Insider Travel Report. First of all, Adam, great to see you. How are you?
Great to see you also. Thank you. I'm very well, thank you.
Okay, now you started Bermuda Air. It was a little more than 2 years ago, right?
Correct. We launched services on September the 1st, 2023.
Okay, now has the market accepted you and are guests flying on your airplanes?
Absolutely. So we started we started with just under a week of sales on September the 1st, 2023. At that point, we were almost 100% Bermuda originating. It was
Okay.
very easy, of course, to get Bermudians to know about us and to hear about us. Not too difficult in a small market like that. But I'm really pleased to say that close to 70% of our traffic now originates in the US and Canada.
Okay, and are travel advisors here in the U.S. booking Bermuda Air to Bermuda?
Absolutely. And yeah, we're seeing a great pickup in the trade across the spectrum. And very frankly, what pleases me and makes me most proud is the fact that we get people flying with us for the first time. They fall in love with it. They see how truly differentiated we are from our competitors, and they start flying with us again and again and again.
Yeah, well, we've been following you very closely since you started and pretty much publishing all the news press releases you put out. And so we're happy to see this new service. Now, what aircraft are you using and how many aircraft do you have now?
So we have four aircraft. We have two Embraer E175s and two 190s. We're actually swapping out the 175 so that we'll have an all-common fleet of four E190s, which are just a fantastic aircraft for us. Great customer comfort, but they give us the range performance that we're looking for our network and of course our expanding network.
Okay, and any plans to add additional aircraft? What's your goal?
Yeah, so we're definitely keen to continue to grow the business. We doubled our fleet this year. What we really want to do, of course, is to continue to cement our foothold in Bermuda. This year, as I'm sure you're aware, we're launching our sub-brand Anguillair. So BermudAir is very focused in Bermuda. Anguillair is now our focus in the beautiful island of Anguilla.
Sure.
In future, we'll look at other markets as well. All of those will require more aircraft, and for us, it's all about looking at opportunities. Also moving capacity around. Bermuda's peak is our summer. Anguilla's peak is our winter.
Fair.
And so working with markets that are highly complementary like that to continue to evolve, develop, and to offer greater frequencies in more markets to the destinations we serve.
So you're going to basically specialize in not only Bermuda, but other Caribbean, in the Caribbean. Bermuda's not in the Caribbean, but other markets in the other islands in and around the Caribbean, right?
I think there's plenty of opportunity there to grow, and so yeah, we're always looking at new opportunities. Right now, obviously, very focused on our home market of Bermuda, and having a fantastic launch, of Anguilla in December as well.
Fantastic. Now, the what on board these aircraft, what are kind of some of the amenities on board in terms of seating, Wi-Fi, entertainment, etc.?
Well, very frankly, the biggest amenity and the biggest game changer for us is that our crews actually welcome you on board and they smile at you when you get on board the aircraft.
How innovative.
It's so innovative, you wouldn't believe it. But no, we pride ourselves on having. I honestly believe we have the best crews in the skies. And I think it's that warmth, that Bermudan warmth and hospitality that trickles through and is the first thing that people see on board the aircraft. We pride ourselves. We're very environmentally conscious, so we don't have any disposable plastics and so we don't create a lot of garbage. What we do is we serve people, whether you're in economy or in business class, in a glass. If you want to, our signature dark and stormy,
Oh, there
Gosling's
you go. Now
rum
you're talking.
and ginger beer, absolutely. And in the same vein, with our British roots, if you want a nice cup of Rosie Lee, otherwise a cup of tea, you have that in a nice mug. And so, we're really pleased about that, and of course that comes along with some locally sourced snacks, etc. We also have we have onboard IFE. It's bring your own device, which has been widely adopted now. But we have latest movies, and we have magazines, and we have other materials for people to look at. Eventually, we're working towards having a fully Wi-Fi enabled fleet. We just have to keep pushing on that and make sure that we get the support to have that installed just as soon as practically possible.
Of course, none of the flights are very long, right?
That's the thing. I mean, from here in New York, it's less than 2 hours. So I mean, frankly, when I get on board the aircraft, I by the time I get on, I sit down. I'm in so much anticipation of getting back to paradise.
Yeah.
By the time my first dark and stormy is come and gone, we're already descending over the absolutely glorious coral reefs into paradise, and I'm looking out over the pink beaches of Bermuda.
Well, and there's barely enough time for a second dark and stormy, right?
I'll make sure that you find that time, but
That's right.
certainly, yeah, we do our best, and absolutely, it is amazing. I mean, from New York, you can be up there, you can be over in Bermuda in less time than it takes you to get to the Hamptons, or even to drive from the city center to one of the airports. It's that convenient.
Well, if you ever try to drive the length of Long Island to the Hamptons, it's even more time to get there, I tell you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, you've gradually ramped up your gateways. I forgot where you began in the U.S., but where do you fly from now from the U.S. and maybe elsewhere at this point?
And so it's 11 destinations in total. I'll start in Canada. I'm originally from Toronto, so it's easy. We're Toronto, Montreal, and Halifax. In the United States, we're Boston, Westchester,
Mhm.
LaGuardia, Newark, Baltimore, Richmond, Raleigh-Durham, and Orlando.
There you go. Well, you get a gold star from Gareth there. There you go. That
On
was that was a test, by the way.
Well, on top of that, of course, I'm pleased to remind everybody as well that as of December the 17th, 18th, and 19th, we'll also be flying to the beautiful island of Anguilla from Boston, Newark, and Baltimore.
Wow, so you're starting to increase a lot of service now. And then I love the fact that even from in my area here in the New York area, you're flying from three different airports.
We are very pleased about our New York Triangle. No pun intended. But we've got the New York Triangle. I think the three airports serve really distinct but highly complementary purposes. And of course, I think the timings are really well positioned as well. Very frankly, you could legitimately fly from New York, have a game of golf in Bermuda, and then get home in time for dinner. So it's a really I think it's a great schedule, and it's a bit of a game changer in terms of access to paradise for New
Mhm.
Yorkers and access to the great Big Apple for all our friends and families in Bermuda.
Well, we did pick up on your reference to a New York Triangle there with the Bermuda versus the Bermuda Triangle. And my issue is, do I go to Westchester or do I go to LaGuardia? It's almost the same from where I am in Yonkers. So
Well, the great thing as well, we love Westchester so much because it's just so convenient, and it's such a civilized way to travel.
yeah.
We're really excited about LaGuardia as well because we'll be flying in and out of the marine terminal there, and so similarly convenient, in and out, and yeah, we're really pleased about our makeup here in New York.
Now you got the flights from to going to Anguilla soon in December. But any other plans? Any other places you're going to go from?
Not just yet. I think we've got a lot on our plate right now. I mean, my team will always say there's always a lot on our plate. We're always doing things, and we move really quickly as I'm sure you've seen. But we're gonna focus in on we launched Newark on Sunday. We launch LaGuardia tomorrow on Wednesday. Um, and of course, the big focus is going to be on a flawless, launch of Anguilla, and then we'll go from there. But I think we've got a lot to perfect.
Now, and you've also in concert with Bermuda Air, you've also developed Bermuda Air Holidays, I believe. Have you been able to effectively partner with Bermuda Resorts to really develop vacation products?
Yeah, we're super pleased with that. So we launched BermudAir holidays. Really, frankly, I love Bermuda, and I think it is genuinely the best kept secret.
Mhm.
And one of the things that we have is we do have this seasonality issue where.
Mhm.
The perception is that Bermuda is you only want to go there in the summer. Very frankly, talking to a guy that's lived there for the last 3 years, but been in love with the island for the last 15 years,
Yeah.
any day of the year is a glorious day in paradise in Bermuda. And even in a January when it's maybe the weather, peaks out at 70, 75 degrees during the day, and maybe it drops to 60 degrees at night. It really is, frankly, just a wonderful place to be year round. And so the advent of Bermuda Air Holidays was really to promote the access to the island, working with a fantastic group of hotels, the Bermuda and through the Bermuda Hotel Association. Now we're very closely aligned with the Bermuda Tourism Authority,
Right.
and so these two fantastic partners on island are really helping us, and collectively we're working together. Just to make that access to Bermuda all that much better. And so, in fact, we just launched um, probably the most exciting campaign for Bermuda Air Holidays, and that is specifically for the New York market.
Right.
Of course, we'll have various other promotions for different markets too, but just so that your audience knows, if you book before December the 6th for travel from December the 1st until March 31st next year with Bermuda Air Holidays, which is to say you book your flight and your hotel together. I must add, of course, that you can also include golf in there to some
Okay.
of the best and most prestigious golf courses, previously otherwise unattainable or unbookable, I should say. We're offering free flights. And so it's a great partnership that
I
we've
saw
done.
I saw that promote. That was amazing. The flight is free if you book the vacation, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're really keen. My view of the world and of Bermuda specifically is that if we can get people to see the islands, you go in there one day and you're hooked. It really is that special. And so in doing this and working with the BTA and the BHA, we're confident that we can get more and more people hooked on Bermuda.
Now, how are you working with travel advisors, who are my viewers and readers, on both Bermuda Air Holidays and Bermuda Air?
So I like to say we're a small but mighty airline, and we're a small but mighty team. So on the commercial side, we've got a great group, a great group who are very keen to work with as many travel advisors as possible. We're always working, traveling around, meeting the different agencies in various jurisdictions and destinations together, of course, and in partnership with the BTA and others. But we're very nimble and we're very entrepreneurial.
Right.
So, we're all ears if there's an opportunity for us to do something a little bit more creative, to be a little bit more hands-on, but to help facilitate, the two-way flow of business. Our team is on standby. If they're not running around, otherwise, drumming up business and promoting what we do. We're always very keen to speak to those that know Bermuda or that want to know more about Bermuda. We're open door.
And I understand that you're going to be on the more GDS soon, right? You're going to be on like have relations. We're actually speaking before this is announced, but the video will come out after that. You're going to have more relationships with like Amadeus and things like that, right?
Absolutely. So right now we're Sabre and Radix will soon be on Amadeus. In the not so distant future, we want to be on Travelport too. We're very keen to establish as many points of connection as possible. And of course, again, we're very keen to work with any and everyone that has an interest in Bermuda, and of course any and everyone that has an interest in Anguilla.
Yeah, there you go. And so and it is important with the travel advisors that you're on the GDS, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And now you are from Toronto, as you said, and you somehow fell. What's your background in airlines, and why did you fall in love with Bermuda so much?
It's a long story. My background is actually banking, so
Okay,
I'm not an av geek as I like to call so many of my colleagues,
that's great.
which is not to be mean. It's just to say what it is. But really, I had the great fortune of traveling a lot in my lifetime, and I always just figured there was a better way to do things, and so I've always had a commitment to, the when people go on holiday or when they go on business, whatever else it might be, when I was a kid, it used to be a real experience. We used to get all excited going to the airport and getting on an airplane.
Right.
Um, it used to be really exciting, when your turn would come with the cabin crew and they'd offer you up something interesting or delicious or whatever else it might be. And nowadays it's a packet of crusty nuts and
If you're lucky, if you're lucky.
and a Diet Coke in a plastic cup if you're lucky. And so I just always figured, it might be difficult to start an airline, but in terms of, the bar, it's pretty low in terms of, to compete in terms of the product. And so that was just one of my goal was to make the whole end-to-end experience that much better. And honestly, I couldn't be prouder of our team. I think our team really delivers on that. I think we had our challenges when we first launched, and largely because we only had two aircraft.
Right.
We now have we operate three aircraft with a hot standby at all times.
Okay.
So we haven't had any cancellations for the last 5 months, bar one at Westchester because of bad weather.
Right.
We're a very efficient operation. Um, I am particularly pleased, and your audience will be pleased to hear this. From a customer service perspective, how many we fly, hundreds of passengers every day. How many outstanding claims, complaints for bag delays, lost bags, any of that kind of thing. How many of those do you think we have with BermudAir?
I would think from what you're saying, nothing.
Zero.
That's right. No,
Zero. So
that's well, that's great. It's great to hear, and it seems like an efficient. and very effective way to get to Bermuda. I've been lucky enough to go to Bermuda myself a few times, and the very first time I ever went was in November, which yeah, people think is would not be the season. I had a wonderful time. The island is
Absolutely.
wonderful to go around and travel around. I've been there 4 or 5 times ever since for various reasons. Once on holiday, but most of the time I'm there going to resort or one time from the tourism authorities took me over there for a great trip. But
Fantastic.
now, so what's the future hold for Bermuda Air? Where do you want to be in a year, 5 years, 10 years?
I want us to be to continue to grow. I want to see more routes and more opportunities for traffic to Bermuda. I'd like to see Bermuda more of as a year-round destination. I'd like to do the same thing. We'd like to do the same thing, I should say, in Anguilla,
Right.
and perhaps some other markets as well. And so I think, we're always going to be we've always got our work cut out for us. We're always going to be marching forward and trying to improve and be better, and learn from where we've come from, and make sure that we can be the best that we can be. And so I want to get to the point where the team is getting the recognition that they've earned, because I really do think we've got our team has been fantastic in terms of that customer interface and the experience. And so we'll continue to grow, and we'll be excited about the markets that we operate to and from, greater frequency. And yeah, that's the big plan.
Well, listen, Adam, it's great to meet you online. Hopefully, we'll meet in person one of these days, maybe
Well,
in Bermuda.
please.
Love to get over there someday again because I really do think it's such a. Everybody thinks it's just 2 hours away from New York and 2 hours away from many of the destinations that you serve here in the U.S. and Canada. And it really is a paradise, just a hop, skip, and a jump over the Atlantic. And once you get there, you'll find out if you've never been there before, you find out that you've been missing something for a long time.
I like to say for so many of our markets, and obviously, particularly Canadian markets and here in the Northeast, we are the closest palm trees. We are the palm trees, we're the beaches, really a tropical paradise, less than 2 hours away.
Well, Adam, again, great to see you. And hopefully, I'm going to get a chance to try you out one of these days when I get over to Bermuda.
All
Uh,
you need to do, sir, is speak to Gareth.
Okay, I will. I've known Gareth for a long time, so he sort of was there when I had my 40th birthday party when long time ago. That was too many years ago. But
That
let
was
me
just a
know.
couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, right. I wish, but that's how long. And you're talking about a guy who works in airlines. Gareth is certainly so you got a great guy there who's helping to promote you and promote the services that you already obviously and things that you do so well. Again, thanks so much.
Thanks so much for your time. All the best.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.